It's fine, it's fine. What you do? It's actual exercise, I'm not just making it up, okay? Here it is, and then you do a little flip. I'm being real. That, and then up. Does it hurt when you laugh? Oh. Go again, go again.
It's like getting special treatment. That's what it is. I don't think she's actually hurt.
Yeah, no, she's making
She just
it
makes
up.
it really up.
Is this the side of your whiplash? But it was just been a neural irritation.
That's what you
How did you do this while laughing? That is so funny.
Just a heads up,
Bro, stop being
I will
funny.
need to do a battery swap when it
Stop
runs
being
out.
funny.
So when that happens, I'll just give you like a signal and probably something 10-20 seconds. And then come back.
Try and move into like rotation like as much as you can. And then, okay, we're going to change this exercise. Did that hurt when you did that? We're going to change that. When you do this, you feel it here. You feel it there. Okay. So what we'll do now instead is we're going to go like this. Down. And up. With a straight neck though, not like that. It's actual thing, I'm not making it up. Actually, I want to just check my... Hey, whoa, after you.
Yeah, still got spot before anyone sees it.
Oh, this bed is almost there. Yeah, it doesn't even look like
We've already lost one. I need to get through this season.
I think it works. It's just on its last.
Definitely on its way out. We're going to put her on the provide the 2000.
NPL Women's New South Wales fans. Thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. And can you believe it? We're already at the start of the second half of what has been a fantastic season. Round 14 action from the Arctic Circle. Gladesville Ravens versus Northern Tigers. It was a close battle when these two teams met in round one. That's what we're expecting here again today for the Northern Tigers. And their away kits, they're predominantly black, playing strip this afternoon. And coming off an excellent 4-1 victory away to RPL Leichhardt. They're also through to the semi-finals of the greatest cup competition in the world, the Sapphire Cup. And things, after a bit of a slow start, you might say, for Northern Tigers, considering the lofty standards set in recent years. They poised in 7th, maybe looking good for a strong run and possibly pushing for semi-finals at the end of this 26-round season. So we will go through the lineups possibly at the appropriate break and play. Just a quick shout out to the third team, the match officials. So it's Casey Fleming in the center with the whistle. And the assistant nearest to us is Hannah Stone. The assistant on the far side is Ella Cortese. But anyway, there's the whistle from Casey Fleming. Away we go. Now for Gladesville, as you all would know, Gladesville spelled with 3 L's. Unfortunately for them, there's been 3 L's in their last 3 weeks. Defeats to Hills United. Then also to Sydney Olympic. And last weekend, Gladesville falling to defeat in the Arctic Affray against Spirit FC. But it's a chance for them to get back to winning ways. And for those Ravens fans out there who believe in omens, they did win the last time I called one of their games, which was the round 10 game, which they won here at the Arctic Circle by 3-2 against RPL Leichhardt. Anyway, Eric Subihana here with the commentary. Absolutely delighted to be here on what is an absolutely beautiful day here. Perfect weather for football. It's actually a little bit warm, which is a bit surprising considering we are in the first week of June. Now, tackle from Evans and shoots. The Tigers captain sends an early warning shot, both literally and figuratively wide of the target. Let's go through the two starting lineups. Firstly, for Ravens, expecting a 4-3-3 formation for them, and I'm glad I didn't do my lineup at the start because my initial guess would have been wrong. But anyway, in defense for the Ravens, number 38 in goal for the Ravens, number 38 Brianna Edwards. In defense appears to be number 31 Zoe Karapidis, number 4 Keisha Allen, number 3 the captain Annie Dachko, number 14 Teal Kilbride. In midfield is number 34 Claire Adams, number 8 Annie Hall's about to receive the ball right now, and number 6 Gisela Pepino. And in attack, as Pepino is under heavy pressure early on and wins a free kick, well done to her. In the Ravens front three appears to be number 11 Morgan Roberts, number 19 Lena Karmas, and number 39 Niku Sunaga. So for the Tigers, expecting them to retain the back three that was so successful at Lambert Park last weekend. And there is one change which we can report from last weekend, which is Bethany Gordon in for Beth Bernardi. But Dachko floats one in and it hits the PMG board behind the goal, or PMG banner behind the goal to our right. But if they have retained that back three, then I guess their formation as follows. In goal, number 44, Annalie Grove. The 3 at the back, number 2, Josie Wilson. Number 5, Amelia Feeney. And number 4, Isabella Keach. In midfield, 5 across the midfield for them. The deepest midfielder, number 8, Saffron Grass. On the left, number 11, Lily McMahon. On the right, number 10, Lottie Mortlock. And also in central midfield, number 43, Bethany Gordon. And number 6, the captain, Shadeen Evans. Up front is the dynamic duo for our friends from the Ku-ring-gai region that have combined for 16 goals in the league already this season. That would be number 9, Ellie Head, and number 7, Tanae Morris. Evans winning a free kick. By the way, just saying, usual acknowledgement, it is good to be here on the land of the Wallamadagal clan, part of the Darug Nation, to call some NPL women's action for you. Cutting in from Mortlock, ran into some opponents, and the Evans only finds Karapidis. I'll go through the 2 sets of substitutes, by the way. And there's a break in play. Pepino trying to sneak between defenders, but the covering done by Amelia Feeney. Gordon. Bethany Gordon just finished her, has recently finished her A-League women duties with Canberra United. And Gordon with plenty of experience in this competition, and got to say that's a great pickup for the Tigers, slotting straight into the midfield, replacing Beth Bernardi, who has been simply a great contributor to this league over many years. And that will go against the Tigers. Oh, sorry, in favour of the Tigers, my apologies. I think the away kit's putting me off a little bit. But anyway, at least Ravens in their usual white and black kit. So, for the Ravens, their 7-player bench. Eliza Coleman's the backup keeper. The other options, former Tiger, Hannah McNulty, Angelina Scamadella, Josie Allen, Kaylee Shannon, Lauren Murtagh, and Fuari Tabata. And actually, in terms of impact off the bench, to perhaps later on, if the Ravens need it, McNulty, Allen, Shannon, and Murtagh, excellent attacking options. The Ravens are coached by Lauren Phelps, while for the Tigers, their coach Finn Garrity, the players he can choose to bring on later. The backup keepers Olivia Riddle, the others Bo Burton, Rosie Ewan, Eliza Hamilton, Chloe Willandau, Greta Kajula, and Tegan Douglas. Karapidius on the far side, the 1-2 with her fellow Novocastrian Claire Adams. And it's an interesting position for Karapidius. The cross is cleared for the time being by Wilson, and then Adams did well to keep that in off a slightly loopy first touch. And then does go out. So there was a game in this competition yesterday, and the league leaders UNSW continuing their fantastic season, actually still undefeated if I remember correctly, but at the Village Green yesterday they won by 2-1. Matt Druitt staying in, sorry, I knew I'd do that. The Rangers staying in second last position with that defeat. UNSW flying high at the top of NPL Women's New South Wales. The media work there, more excellent stuff. Cody Ojeda on the commentary, and I've already seen some excellent photography of the occasion of yesterday's game at Kensington from our very own Joey Bidinger. Wilson. I think that's Mordlock. Now Morris. Cross is takes a deflection, and Dachko is able to clear for the time being. Mortlock again up against Kalapidis, and Tigers ball.
Beware behind you, Safi. Beware behind you, Safi. Beware. Annie, open your body. Let's go, open your body.
Now delivered into the middle. McMahon. And now Evans will cross, head. Bit of nominative determinism off a forehead, but it's an easy save for Brianna Edwards.
Slide back in, Lottie. Slide back in, Lottie. Protect the ball. Protect the ball. Protect the ball. Be strong.
Now Pepino wins the throw, and a little early taster of what I think could be a very intriguing battle. Gisela Pepino, first season with Ravens, done excellently as the most advanced of a Ravens midfield trio, and has 5 goals as well in the league this season. And the way these two teams are lining up, at least to my untrained eyes, looks like more often than not she'll be up against Tigers holding midfielder Saffron Grass. So that's one for all of you at home, or wherever you are tuning in, to look out for. Keach got to zing one down the near side, head, back to goal. And it's just about found McMahon. And now Keach under pressure from Karmas. Keach is quick enough to find Amelia Feeney. 9th minute here in the Arctic Circle. 0 between the Ravens and the Tigers. And Pure Women's is in the second half of the season. The first round of the second half of the season, although with the sun absolutely blasting us from behind our filming position here between the two fields, it's actually feeling as warm as the opening round of the first half of the season. came in here wearing thermals, and I got rid of those quickly because it's not cold enough for that, at least not yet. Wilson retrieves the ball, and here's Mortlock. Now Wilson. Grass, it takes a deflection, which helps head out. They keep it moving left, the Tigers, with McMahon. And McMahon. And the pass that will run through to Edwards. Now, good flick on from Karmas. Keach with the ball to find Grass. Morris now. Gordon shifts it wide. That's Mortlock. And the tackle is ruled a foul. And Tigers with an attacking free kick coming up. So the rest of the games being played today in NPL Women's New South Wales Round 14. Of course, the multi-screening fam amongst us might be tuning into some of those a bit later on. But yes, there was a 2:40 p.m. kickoff, not too far away from here at Northbridge Oval. Presumably it is not as warm as it is here, but anyway, that's Bulls up against Hills United. And there's more games kicking off at 5 p.m. Anyway, Gordon with the free kick, helped on by Evans. Wilson trying to keep it alive. Wilson lays it back head and now into the middle, and that was Morris, I think, with the prod towards goal. It was going wide, but Edwards not settling for the goal kick, just falls on the ball. I guess there's a trio of games in NPL Women's New South Wales kicking off at 5 p.m. today, firstly, and I think this is the one that interests me the most. I will hold that thought as Morris with a good first touch of the long ball. Now Kilbride and Head chasing this one. Head, got the jump here on her opponent. Wraparound run, but McMahon tracked all the way by Roberts. But yes, I've got to say, coming up 5 p.m., I'm delighted for this one because it's the return to the commentary team of our Maltese friend Ashley Borg. He's travelling down from the Hunter Valley to Cromer Park to call Manly versus MacArthur Rams. That's a 5 p.m. game. Also at 5 p.m, our match of the round, which is the Wanderers up against Illawarra Stingrays with Annabelle Banfield on the commentary. Plus photography from Angela Dupolbay and Instagram work from Maeve Sparrow. That Morris shot goes wide. And the other 5 p.m. kickoff is the Tory Truman Trophy. Sydney University hosting RPL Leichhardt. And there's a 5:40 p.m. game at the Crest, which is near adjacent to Dunkgrave Velodrome, Sydney 2000 Olympics venue. But at 5:40 p.m, Sydney Olympic up against Spirit FC. And the League One Women's Match of the Round, also 5 p.m. today. That is the Spartans hosting South Coast Flame. 6th versus 3rd. Interesting matchup, that one, with finals implications, etc., etc. In League One, the second, which is somewhat confusing, the second tier of competition in New South Wales. Anyway, there's a Ravens attack. Karapadis first time into the box, and Wilson decides to go for safety to the fence that separates this venue from the car park.
Yeah, of course.
Another cross from Karapadis, and Feeney does get it out of the box. Now Adams will shoot from range. I think possibly felt a bit rushed as the defensive pressure was arriving as she was waiting for the ball to drop. So that is an off-target shot, but the sight of Claire Adams reminds me of the time I looked almost intelligent in commentary. So what is it? It's about 3 years ago now. She was playing for the Jets against Sid Uni. I highlighted her long shooting ability, and about 5 minutes later she scored from 25 yards out. I looked like a genius that day. Those days are rare, but 14th minute here. In the Arctic Circle, 0-0 between Ravens and Tigers. Eric Subihano with the commentary. That's a nice ball from Roberts. And did Suniga stay onside? She did. So the first time ball into the box, and it falls to Karmas. And Karmas puts it wide, but it is wonderful play. Firstly from Roberts to find the opportunity. Ball down the line. Great run from Suniga, and stayed onside as well. Crosses to the near post can be so dangerous. And someone who is always dangerous, Lena Karmas, finding the ball in the 6-yard box. This time, not hitting the target. This time. So that's the warning shot for the Tigers. Now, Breaksville Pepino, and now Karmas already trying to find a supporting run. Karmas couldn't return the favor. Suniga joining the attack. But the black jerseys of the Tigers getting back in numbers, and they're trying to find Morris, who's putting Allen under pressure. And, hang on. Right. Just got to keep one eye on Tanae Morris, who is not feeling very happy at the moment. Gets up, but not exactly moving freely. That's one to keep an eye on. And that goes out for a Ravens throw. I mentioned the greatest cup competition in the world, the Sapphire Cup. So a bit more details for the Tigers fans who want to know when their team semi-final is. So that is Wednesday, 17th of June, a 7 p.m. kickoff at North Taramara. Northern Tigers against Manly United. Those two battling for a place in the Sapphire Cup final. The other Sapphire Cup semi-final also on Wednesday, the 17th of June, 7:30 p.m. kickoff at Valentine Sports Park with Hills United hosting UNSW. And it's an assumption, but I would like to think, given precedent, that both of those semi-finals will be streamed, and you can watch the same way you're watching this one on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Centre-back run from Feeney comes to an end, but the Tigers still have the ball. Mortlock whips it in from deep towards Head. Head flick on, but that'll be easy for Edwards. But yes, I'd like to think both those Sapphire Cup semi-finals on the 17th of June will be streamed, because all 4 quarterfinals were streamed. And the Sapphire Cup and all semi-finals in the 3 previous editions of the competition have also been streamed. So yes, there we go. I hope you can watch those on our YouTube platform. And I say I hope you can watch those, because I already know where I'll be on the 17th. I will be in attendance for Hills United versus UNSW. My mind's made up with that one. Love a short trip on a midweek. And will I be doing commentary? Maybe. Probably not, but you never know. Wilson, her turn to go on a run out of the Tigers' back 3. It's Morris's turn to be back to goal. Gets turned facing forward and gets Evans involved in the play. There's the cross and safe hands from Edwards.
Recover here. Drop and slide together. Straight tuck in. You wear right shoulder, Lottie, you wear. Central. Side on. Centre back, side on.
Here's Dachko. Now it's long, and Roberts with the advanced position. The good sweeper keeping from Annalee Grove. Good starting position to send it away from danger. Now it's Keach putting it forward. Kalapidis with the header. Now Wilson, and to play in a little bit of space is Evans. Morris has gotten away from Allen, and there's a lot of room for Morris and 2 players supporting in the middle. Great positioning from Dachko, blocking it at the near post. Karapidis, which, well, yes, that's, even with my failing eyesight, I could see that little tug of the arm from Shadeen Evans, and that is a Ravens free kick. These two teams played in round 1, I suppose. Yeah, it was the first game of the season. It was the game that kicked off the earliest on Saturday, 7th of March. And on that occasion, in round 1 at North Taramara, Tigers winning by 1-0. A late winner from Lottie Mortlock.
Good on, Tigers. Side on here. Stuffy in front.
So we expect another close contest here today, as ball forward takes a deflection off Morris, and Mortlock under pressure from Halls.
Great run today.
Now, well, Ball's trying to break it up for the Ravens, but ball still with the visitors. Feeney goes forward. Gordon. And Gordon, we've all been there. And the last person to criticise someone for tripping on the football, that's for sure. Gordon's back up, and the Tigers need to defend. As Roberts crosses to the far post, and just a little bit too high for Karmas, who might still retrieve it on the far side anyway. Karapidis. That's Gordon. Good use of the body up against Pepino. Now, Keisha Allen not letting Morris get a run at their goal. And who settles it? Head for the Tigers. About near the 20-minute mark here, with the game still waiting for its first goal. Pepino trying to run through the middle, give and go, but Sunaga can't play the ball back to the Ravens number 6 as we have an update. And the graphic is correct at Northbridge Oval. And we got almost 100% accuracy with these graphics, but almost is not quite 100%. But let's assume it's right for now. And halftime score at Northbridge: Bulls 0, Hills United 0. And so, just like this game, they're based at Northbridge Oval, waiting for their first goal. Now Roberts through, and Sunaga can't link up. So look through the dribble app, looking for interesting. Oh well, as I look for interesting things from the Bulls Hills lineup, well, there's some very interesting news. Don't know why I was surprised. I've seen this player at Northbridge Oval not too long ago, but yes. So, as we go on for now, Adams making the run from midfield through to Pepino. The touch runs through to Grove, and we're going to have a stoppage to check on Miku Sunaga. But the big news from a Bulls FC Academy perspective, and we hope Sunaga's okay, is that Sarah Hunter, yes, her, Cap Matilda, played for Paris FC. Great reputation for her work in A-League with Sydney FC, etc., etc. Has scored for the Young Matildas in an Under-20 World Cup. Blah, blah, but yeah, Sarah Hunter is in the Bulls starting lineup for today. So there you go. No other real surprises there. And after last week's injury in the league game between Hills versus NSW, it's good to see Mary Standish-Floody was starting for Hills. So we hope that's gone okay. Now, long from Wilson, and Allen is under pressure. It's a bouncing ball back, and Edwards just goes for safety. To the box, and no Tigers really anywhere in the position to take advantage of that.
Any ready for it? Central centre back, Josie slide in. Josie come through.
The Tigers are backed off for now, so room for the Ravens defence to play it amongst themselves, and Karapidis down the line. Pepino will deliver from the left-hand side. Flick on, I think, from Roberts. And now Keach will play it out of the penalty area as Roberts prevents the forward progress at the expense of a throw-in. A shot from Lena Karmas. Don't let him out. McMahon with a, I wouldn't quite say that is a Megan Campbell-less long throw, but it's pretty good distance on it. And then Morris pinged for the late contact on Claire Adams. And yes, I just going to say I haven't seen a collision like that involving a Morris since Super Tours in the mid-90s. Anyway.
Let's go Tigers! Ready, Safi? Shay, get yourself in. Good Shay. Follow Shay.
Good touch from Suniga, lays it back, and Karapidias from way out. Goes wide. Nothing to trouble Annie Grove in the Tigers' goal. Now, Ravens win it high and rolling tantalizingly on the edge of the Tigers box before it's cleared by McMahon. And Pepino with a flick that is snaffled up by the Tigers. Mortlock. Feeney providing the short option. Pepino not making it easy. And Pepino showing she's just as good at defending from the front as she is at attacking from the front of that, or from the top of that Ravens midfield triangle.
Back in Joes! Slide back in Joes!
Now into the 27th minute here, the Arctic Circle. It's 0-0 between the Ravens and the Tigers. Suniga. Good to see she's back up and running after that earlier knock, and as the Ravens slowly advance it down the far side of the field, or the scoreboard side of Arctic Circle Field 1. But now Ravens trying the other side. The side nearer to us in the filming on the scaffold. There's two scaffolds, but the scaffold that we're using today, and Lena Karmas read the intentions of the back pass, forcing Grove into a safety first clearance. Roberts crosses. Headed out. Now Halls under pressure from Head. Good tracking back from Head. And Evans. To Head, but one straight back by the Ravens. Dachko. Good room. It finds Kilbride. Back to Dachko. Actually, yes. I just remembered Teal Kilbride playing against one of her former clubs today. As the double mark Kalapedia said, that's good work from the Ravens left back to win the free kick. Get some encouragement from Lauren Phillips in the Ravens technical area as well. There's the signal, and Adams delivers, and there's Ravens to attack this, and Kilbride was free. Very free. Well, that's the reason she was free. She was offside, but even so, something perhaps for the Tigers to think about with their set-piece defending, because there were a few Ravens players who had escaped the marking there. Kilbride heading straight at the keeper, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. McMahon, past one, and McMahon down the near side. Here's Ellie Head, the cross, and it runs out on the far side of the field. That's Mortlock. Mortlock, can she shake off Garabidis? She does, and crosses. Gordon was attacking that. It is headed away. And Pepino, as a plane flies overhead, and as Evans commits an offence. Ravens, a chance for them to relieve the pressure. Adams under pressure, and Gordon stolen it. Bethany Gordon will shoot from range, and it is an easy save for Edwards. In the centre circle, that's Evans, and Evans, I think, possibly hand up an apology for not seeing a passing option. It's all good for now for the visitors still in possession. Evans again. Grass. And Grass, that's wonderful skill. It could open up here, and now Ellie Head, edge of the box, shoots, saved by Edwards. As Edwards goes long, Keach sends it back where it came from, and Kilbride thinks she's just going to settle for the throw. Then Garrity encouraging a high press. Good header from McMahon. Now Grass can only find Karapidis. So back to Allen, and under pressure from Morris. Back pass, and Edwards towards midfield. Good header from Wilson, and then getting the jump is Adams. Well, scoop pass from Adams, and I love the invention, but Wilson's read it well. Evans. On the far side, Evans. Good tackle from Adams. And Karapidis sent it straight back to Saffron Grass. Evans getting plenty of touches in this phase of play. Morris gets on the half turn. It's the covering from Halls, but it breaks from Mortlock out wide anyway. Cross comes in. Gordon gets a touch. Morris shoots. That will fall. Drop into Brianna Edwards' gloves. Now, that should be two straight, although Head's getting a good go of things. And now the loose ball breaks for Gordon to the edge of the box. Ellie Head shoots wide. Yeah, the flag. I think she would have been offside anyway, but I think they just... Actually, no. The decision is offside against Ellie Head, yeah, because I thought flag was up by Ella Cortese on the far side of the field.
Jay screening here. Jay screening here.
Kilbride. Down the line, and Feeney, I think, has just about gotten there first. Into the spectator area it goes. Attacking throw-in chance now for the Ravens. As Roberts sends it into the box. It's off Tigers' forehead. Could be interesting. Pepino might have a chance. Karmas might have a chance. Gordon has cleared. So that was the case of Tigers living on the edge there. But they have survived. The score remains 0-0. Is that a British Airways plane? I don't know. If I was good at multitasking and a flight radar up, my laptop at the same time. Alas, I do not. Anyway, McMahon. And Suniga has stolen it. McMahon has won it straight. Well, no, she has conceded a free kick. That's great work from Suniga. More pressing from the front. This is a very promising chance for the Ravens. First decision for Tigers keeper Annie Grove. How many in the wall? Might be a one-player wall. Maybe she's just elected to put her captain there. So Shay Evans blocking the near post. As, by the way, events are back underway. Well, actually, the latest episode of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, Bulls versus Hills United, is back underway at Northbridge Oval. As Adams, flat delivery, defended by Gordon, but there's more defending to do as Dachko tries to keep it alive. Gordon with another header. And actually, we've got to take all head injuries, right, even the slightest suspicion of a head injury, seriously. Dachko, and I think Grass. Dachko back on her feet. And it's interesting. Well, the Tigers physio came on. The Ravens physio did not. Grass probably has to leave the field for a time being. Anyway. And then, well, Ravens are upset about how that was restarted. Lena Karmas asking her players to stay focused. And now the Tigers, they're trying to take advantage. Clear by Allen. And Dachko, well, head's all right if she's headed it like that. McMahon. And then the pass caught Morris a bit flat-footed. Again, into the spectator area there. I think a handball against the Tigers. That opportunity is gone. Restart by Kilbride, and McMahon's in the position. Good header. Headed pass finding head. Back to McMahon. And she goes direct, but that's too direct for Morris, who was the closest. So Tiger. Edwards takes over. Near side go the Ravens. Head trying to block off angles. Sorry. Gordon is trying to press as well. And via Keach, McMahon gets another touch. Grass dropping to the back line for now. And the ball heads. Dispossessed by Adams. And Adams fouled. Another Raven set piece. Thank you. Dachko go to the far post, and good header from Feeney as Adams back into the mixer. Feeney again. That is up and away, and I think I'm guilty of ball watching there. Feel like that whistle was given for an off-the-ball infringement. Anyway, the most important thing is that'll be a Tigers free kick from inside their own box as halftime is approaching. pass into the opposition box and tumbling on the ball, Brianna Edwards. Edwards, the mid-season acquisition after an A-League season with the Wanderers. It's a good header from McMahon. Actually, that's a infringement committed by Grass.
Organize this here. Ref was back there. Side on. Keach, insider, Keach. On the inside, Keach.
Anyways, Dachko, who is a nasty-looking synthetic turf burn in her knee, which might probably get seen to at halftime. The break's almost upon us, but we're on to Dachko. Pauls. Great pass, and Roberts does not get in, but great vision from Halls. I think hand-up apology from Halls. It was a great idea from the number 8, as Roberts did have the space. Doesn't work out for the Ravens that time. Grass, his head finds Gordon, and can they keep it moving? They keep shifting it right. Evans looks up. Mortlock trying to get away from Kalapidis. First try doesn't work. Second attempt is a 50-50, which works out for the Ravens. They're able to clear. Oh, even I can recognize that plain livery. That's a Qantas in the distance. And Morris turns and delivers the crosshead, climbs highest. It's wide, but there we go. That's the deadly duo up front, linking again. Now showing she's not just about the goals. That was a great setup play there. And with a good leap at the back post. With Kalapidis, and now Mortlock has to defend. Mortlock sticking to the task. Pepino. Mortlock sticking out the boot to block the cross. Now Kalapidis has fouled her opponent. Restart goes to Evans. And Evans looking for options. Goes for the backwards pass, and now here's Wilson. Morris dropping off the front line, but then couldn't make the first time pass stick. There's Halls, plays it forward, and then goes past her teammates and out.
Up we get. Creep up, chill, creep up. Hey.
Progress down the far side by the Ravens stopped, and now Feeney to Mortlock. Mortlock runs into Adams, has kept the ball for now. Evans, a little bit of space centrally, more centrally is Gordon. Tigers trying to find a way out. Kalapidis pressing from the front, and did she? Yeah, she got the touch of Evans as well, so that's great work. And the left back gets us back underway with a quick throw. Pepino past one, looking for Kalapidis, and the deflection leads to a header cleared by Keach. Keach is in the way again, and is just going to send it wide. So, is there one more chance before the break? Pepino might have a ping a goal. She does. It's blocked by Feeney. And now Adams. Keach sends it away. Tigers will get the ball back in near midfield as well as they stand firm from against that latest Ravens attack. Down the line, and Morris has a little bit of room, tries to float one in. Gordon prevented from getting a touch, and then it was touch from Morris, and now ball back with the Ravens as we are now into first half stoppage time, of which there will be, well, I don't know. There's no fourth official. Suniga forward. And Pepino lets it drop, and then will cut inside. There are options in the middle. She tries to aim for Roberts, and that's over Roberts and out for a goal kick. It's a good header from Allen. And then Suniga, good lunge there in the centre circle, and Roberts will retrieve this right in front of us. Now, is there one last chance before the break? I reckon anyone who wants a goal-scoring chance had better be quick about it, as there is a glance at the watch from Casey Fleming. And in fact, followed by the halftime whistle. So, game played at excellent competitive spirit. No goals so far at the Arctic Circle, 0-0 at halftime between the Ravens and the Tigers. There's been more good link-up play from the Tigers forwards, Ellie Head and Tanae Morris, while Giselle Pepino really been pulling the strings in attack for the Ravens. So, as the players head to the dressing sheds, I suppose you could switch over and watch Bulls versus Hills for about 10 minutes, as long as you promise me that you'll come back and watch the second half of Ravens versus Tigers. But this is Eric Subihana with the commentary for this round 14 clash. We will see you soon.
Massey against Dashko, trying to round the centre back and forced wide instead into the box. Halmerick on the turn, and it's a point blank save from Edwards. Halmerick gets a second chance, and this time finds the net, which Abdul Massey is going to take over here. Ella Abdul Massey breaks into the box, being pursued by three defenders, and scores a brilliant solo goal. Here's the corner. High, looping, it's finding a way in, and Olivia Page is over the head of Karmas. Flicked on by Sunaga. Pepino trying to get position here. Nice little step, and a goal for Gladesville.
Got the shot on target. It's Phillips again, another Bulls win in Rangers territory, and the return pass almost finds Phillips. It breaks for Vanderlaan, and Olivia Vanderlaan. Yes. No touches in that. So they've given it away here, and Vanderlaan. Melly's joined the attack. Good cross, and at the back post, Naomi scores, so it's 3-0. And Bulls looking good for the Bulls as Guishon, fresh legs off the bench. Little clip in towards Vanderlaan, unselfish. Valetta's joined the attack, takes a tumble, and the ball is been slammed in. So it's by a hat trick for Olivia Vanderline. Everyone's
Referee blows the whistle. Sophia Fante dives the wrong way. Cleared away. Only as far as Amendolia, who puts it into the mixer. Marcela Santos brings it down. Santos shoots. Santos scores. And the Rams are back level here. Past the wall. And then it's up to Roche to continue her fine work today. What a shot by Gabrielle Sarkis.
Turning. Head delivering in behind. Mortlock, she scored in round one. She's onside. She squares it. It's cleared away. And then Morris is there. Oh, this is dangerous. Morris wins it back. She has an open goal to force it home. Away. Goes back towards the corner kick taker. This time on her right boot. And headed towards goal and off the line incredibly. And then struck a goal. Bernardi! Brilliantly decisive goalkeeping and has since then not put a foot wrong. McMahon! Oh my word! And also has scored in this fixture against Apia. It's going to be Talia Capitanellis. That time it's hit with conviction. That time it finds the back of the net.
Loitering on the edge of the D. Now arrives right on the spot. Osborne got plenty on it. Oh, plenty indeed. Osborne with something absolutely awesome.
For Barker. 1-2. Kashaba delivers. Makes its way to Zamaya. She's unmarked in the box. Miriam Zamaya. In off the post. The second half. Zamaya with some clever footwork. Into the box now. Delivers. For Sungsad. And Alyssa Sungsad buries it in the back of the net. That's a second.
Now, dangerous ball. Smith into the area. Shoots first time. Oh, what a wonderful strike. Lexi Marino against Madeline Iro. Absolute perfection.
back. Just in time, there's the whistle. Away we go for the second half of NPL Women's New South Wales. Action from the Arctic Circle. It's 0-0 between the Ravens and the Tigers. We take a fairly brave person to bet in favour of it staying that way with all the quality attacking talent on show here. So we're scanning the jersey numbers at halftime. I'm pretty confident Tigers have not made any halftime substitutions as Suniga wins a free kick. And a quick scan. A quick scan of things for the Ravens. Yes, I believe they are as they were to start the game. Also, so all the subs to happen right in front of me over the course of the second half, with the shadows lengthening, sun's dropping, the temperature's dropping as well, but I reckon the action will heat up over the next 45 minutes or so. The Ravens attacking for which Karapidis would be looking to take, and it is Rena Karmas who retrieves the ball. So, there we go. Adams into the box, and it's up for grabs here. Half cleared towards Gordon, who can run it out. Under pressure from her former teammate when they were both at Rams, Suniga, and then now it's McMahon down the line. Head looks up, good. Gordon continued the run, so this could be promising. There's plenty of Ravens back in defense. Gordon beats a challenge and goes for goal. It's the big net behind the goal who are right, but Gordon, now you'll say that is excellent play, collecting the ball on the edge of her own box, finding a teammate, and then becoming the supporting runner. And it ends up in a shot. Kind of a speculator does go wide, but from where he got the ball in the first place, Bethany Gordon, that is still an excellent result, and you can already see why Bethany Gordon is one of the mid-season signings for the Tigers with quality like that. Head wins the foul. Now, in attacking territory, but across from deep on the left, coming up, you would think, unless the Tigers have something else cooked up. By the way, if you followed my instructions and listened and tuned into Bulls versus Hills during the break, you would have seen 2 goals. So Olivia Vanderlaan opening the scoring for Bulls with typical poached effort, but the equaliser coming as a quick response from Bala Boza of Hills. So 1-1 it is there at Northbridge Oval. And the cross comes in. Header from Feeney, and it's dropping, and it's wide. And a little bit of excitement from some Tigers fans in the spectator area to our right. Good jump from Amelia Feeney. Wasn't too far away. That's not Amelia Feeney. So when she played for Sydney University, she's the only person I've ever seen clear a ball onto the roof of the Sydney Uni grandstand. If you've ever been there, that is not a small building. And I'm thinking of that because I've realised us here on the scaffold, we're absolutely in the firing line of a full power Amelia Feeney clearance, so it's better keep aware of that possibility. Tackle there from McMahon. She might remind those of you, all of you out there, of the 2 lineups out there, the appropriate break and play, which might be now. And we'll start with the Tigers. So in goal for them, number 44, Annie Grove. The 3 at the back are number 4, Isabella Keach. Number 5, Amelia Feeney. Number 2, Josie Wilson. In midfield, number 8, Saffron Grass, sitting just behind number 11, Lily McMahon. Number 10, Lottie Mordlock. Number 6, Shadeen Evans. Number 43, Bethany Gordon. And as Evans shoots, and it's wide. The 2 up front for the Tigers, number 9, Ellie Head, and number 23, Tanae Morris. So for the Ravens, in goal, number 38, Brianne Edwards. At the back, number 31, Zoe Karapidis. Number 4, Keisha Allen. Number 3, the captain, Annie Dachko. Number 14, Teal Kilbride. In midfield, number 8, Annie Halls. Number 34, Claire Adams. Number 6, Giselle Pepino. In attack, number 19, Lena Karmas. Number 39, Miku Suniga. And number 11, Morgan Roberts, although notice at least in the early stages of the second half, Pepino and Suniga doing a little bit of position swapping, at least as I see things. And that's a nice ball from Pepino to Roberts. Low effort, and Grove falls on the ball, but that's great pass from Pepino. scores goals, can create as well. Excellent pickup. Giselle Pino, very, very busy person this year. Not just playing NPL Women's New South Wales, but also playing in the Victorian Series futsal competition as well. So hopefully she's racking up those frequent flyer points for use later on. Perhaps an off-season holiday. I think it's well deserved for Gisela. The uninitiated Gisela Pepino, also a futsal international, has played for Australia at the five-a-side indoor game, which would go a long way to explain why she's so keen to shuttle back and forth between here and Melbourne to play futsal. I think Series Futsal Victoria games on Friday nights. Thrown aimed at Evans, laid off, and then Morris didn't get the contact right, but it stayed in the box, and Evans drags one wide, but a little bit of a switch off there from the Ravens. Ball spun favorably for Evans. Couldn't hit the target though. So close to the time when teams make their subs. So as I fire up the dribble app once more. I'll remind you all of the players who may come on later. We'll wait for probably a better break and play first. Here's Head. 3 forward with her, and the switch is on because Lottie Mortlock has quite a bit of space nearer to us. They keep it on the far side with Morris. Morris up against two defenders and has now fouled Morgan Roberts. But yes, on the bench. On the bench. Firstly for the Ravens, Eliza Coleman, backup keeper. The others, Hannah McNulty, Angelina Scamardella, Josie Allen, Kaylee Shannon, Laura Murtaugh, and Fuari Tabata. For the Tigers, their backup keeper is Olivia Riddle. The other players on the bench, Bo Burton, Rosie Ewan, Eliza Hamilton, Chloe Orlando, Greta Karjula, and Tegan Douglas. As Feeney is doing the covering, and then down the line it goes towards Kilbride. That'll allow the Tigers to step up. Far side, that's quick passing to release Roberts. So McMahon is quick and got the ball, which will lead to a Ravens throw. Attacking position. Blocked the way to go and trying to start an attack of their own. With Morris. Morris. Yes, decision. I was wondering about that. And Tanae Morris into the notebook there. I think Casey Fleming has to do some admin and some paperwork before get back underway. But yes, Tanae Morris, first player into the notebook for today. Now to the edge of the box, and Saffron Grass plays it up overhead. Evans backing in, waiting for the run. Ball to Mortlock. Mortlock. Dispossessed by Karapidis. And then Mortlock has turned to win it back off Karapidis. That ends up as a Tigers throw. And sub is coming up. Now, Tanae Morris is making her way off the field. So is the captain, Shadeen Evans. Don't know if she'll do the ceremonies and Shea Evans has just kept the armband, so I suppose I don't know who the Tigers captain is now. But anyway, coming onto the field, number 16. Number 16 is Eliza Hamilton. And number 18 is Greta Krashula. As that could have been quite ugly. Says lack of communication. Wilson and Feeney going for the same header, but the shot goes wide, and Tigers, in a sense, get away with that one. Greta Krashula of this area, discovered recently because I spend too much time on scrolling on my phone. Greta Krashula, a Pennant Hills junior. So certainly no stranger to this neck of the woods. Anyway. Galapidis goes down the line. Pass off the torso and then off Krashula. Ravens slowly advancing down the field. Flick on from Karmas. Krashula heads it sideways. Roberts' first time ball. Pepino could have a chance here. And Pepino hits the post. It stayed in. Oh, there we go. Nice play from Roberts. I think was to set it up. Saw the space. Pepino ran into it. That is by far the closest either side has come today to scoring. As the cross comes in, keeper stays on the line. Karmas, the jump back into the mixer. It's allowed to bounce by both teams. Pepino. And Wilson anticipating. And then Wilson again, and that is one for Hamilton to chase, but that'll escape both her and Keisha Allen. Foul committed by Pepino there, and the Ravens are getting ready to make a sub. So Josie Allen enter the fray because this game didn't have enough players who have played for Newcastle Jets at some point. So what's one more? And yes, Allen replacing Pepino's put in a good shift. Well-earned rest there as well. Tigers try a little bit too keen to try to restart play. So it's an Allen. I see. So Allen, customary wide position. This is at least initially. And that's put Mika Suniga more to midfield replay. So that's the reshuffle done by Lauren Phelps. Hamilton. Not a lot of room here. Mortlow looks up, trying to disguise the pass. Paul's read it. Now Gordon keeps it alive, and Roberts drifting inside to clear the ball. Allen, as she turned Wilson. It's the battle of the Josies here, and points just about going to Wilson. Oh, Josie Wilson's played for Newcastle Jets, by the way. So I told you there were a lot of people with Jets appearances out there. Might run through them when I get a chance. As the shot comes in from McMahon, that's well wide of the target. So who has played for the Jets here? Whether that be an A-League or NPL, or both for a lot of it. Josie Wilson, Saffron Grass played for the Jets Academy, Annalie Grove, Chloe Rolando. Oh, I'm still going through this. Zoe Calapidis, Claire Adams. Tigers have the ball at the back. Josie Allen. Yeah, there you go. That's all. I think that's all of them. Now, down the far side, the Tigers go. And then it's head pressing to the front, not allowing a way out. And the shout from the Tigers Technical error, I think it's to box him in or words to that effect. Now, tackle from Carapidis, attacking throw coming up. Of course, on the other side, Lily McMahon's shown decent distance with the throw-ins, but they keep it short because it's on their right-hand side. And work back to Feeney. Past the hour mark, it's on to hit back pass. Grover's had to be alert because Lena Karma's always looking for an opportunity. Grove does clear the ball, though. As they try the left side once more, McMahon has head as a short passing option. Pass wasn't short enough, and then Roberts won the throw in, playing it off head. Ravens turn to use the far side of the field, and Allen dispossessed legally. And then, well, Tigers play down, but we'll go on, and Gordon trying to play the killer pass. Head chasing, but Edwards gathering, and Hamilton feeling a bit sore, but on her feet, which is the main thing. Something to keep an eye on. Hopefully it's something she can just shake off. Well, as of Hamilton, just coming off her first season in the A-League with the Central Coast Mariners. She looks not quite moving freely, but moving freely enough to help the Tigers retain possession. Eliza Hamilton coming off a summer where she scored her first A-League goal as well. So, things looking up. I think she's got a recent Young Matildas call-up as well. And one of the many players in this league with youth international honours. Now, Adam stands one up. Sunigo released down the left-hand side. Cross comes in, and that'll be very, very straightforward for Annalie Grove. The open player is Wilson. And the line, and Allen should have the front position, but Hamilton, the fresh legs, will actually get there first to the byline and might have just overrun it, I think. Yeah, yes. I mean, as I say, I have failing eyesight, but I was pretty sure that went over the line before Hamilton crossed it. Now, goalless. 0-0 between Ravens and Tigers. How's the maths? Ticking over into the, oh goodness. I've had a big weekend. 64th minute, let's call that. That is Eric Subihana here with the commentary from the Arctic Circle. And yes, as the sun is behind the trees behind us, yeah, it's going to feel Arctic soon. It's definitely going to feel cold for the under-23s game between Ravens and Tigers, set for 5:15 p.m. after this one. But hey, not even the latest under-23s game to be played today. So, self-confessed schedule nerd, I did notice that the under-23s game between Sydney Olympic and Spirit for tonight, 7:40 p.m. at the Crest. 7:40 p.m. on a Sunday evening. Ooh. Spirit thankful that and Olympic, to be fair. Both teams thankful it's actually a long weekend, so my goodness. 7:40 p.m. at the Crest as well. That is going to be frigid, to say the least. Now, Suniga stays down, and I don't think it's a foul. I think they're just checking because it's a potential head injury. And yes, physio waved on. So once again, we'll have a stoppage. We hope that Suniga's okay. Meanwhile, actually, there we go. So the well, I wouldn't call it a saga, but the question of the Tigers armband has been resolved. Shadeen Evans has given it to Lottie Mortlock for the rest of the game. There we go. The joys of being on the same side of the field as the technical areas. Good to see Suniga is able to sit up. as we actually might, yes, it's break and play. I do have YouTube stream in front of me, so yes, it is full time at Northbridge Oval, so the latest episode of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman has had a positive ending for those of a Bulls FC persuasion, because Elizabeth Barwick-Gray and Bulls FC Academy have defeated Hills United by 2-1. Now, graphics saying Claudia Valletta scored the winner. I reckon it was on Anna Hogarth-Scott, but I'm going to have a better look later on. So Bulls staying hot on the heels of UNSW. They'll remain in second place. And Bulls versus UNSW, their second meeting of the season, not too far away. That would be, I believe, at Northbridge Oval. And that's going to be an excellent game between two title contenders, you would think. Anyways. But for UNSW, for their part, won yesterday afternoon, defeating the Rangers 2-1 at the Village Green. So the rest of the games for this weekend, by the way, because they'll all start fairly soon, so 3 games at 5 p.m. The dulcet tones of Ashley Borg, you can enjoy them from 5 p.m. He is calling a rematch of the 2017 Grand Final, Manly versus MacArthur. There's also Wanderers versus the Stingrays, called by Annabelle Banfield. And there's also the Tory Truman Trophy, Sydney University versus RPL Leichhardt. Those 3 games at 5 p.m. And at 5:40 p.m. it's Olympic versus Spirit. The Teresa Pliers plate? Olympic versus Spirit? Maybe. That's it. It works. Anyway, Gordon stolen in. Crosses and will drop for Hamilton with a tight-ish angle, and the defenders pressuring. Hamilton has to move out of the box, then back into it. Does get the cross in, and Gordon can't swipe at it because Roberts beat it to the punch. Another plane flies overhead. Ravens attack. Expert back to goal work from Karmas, and she's found Adams as the runner. Adams assesses the options. That's unfortunate, the standing foot went there, but she found Roberts, and then McMahon takes over. Game beginning to get stretched as we're midway through the second half. Still 0 between the Ravens and the Tigers. Oh, I've got to plug this in the first half. Team of the week, anyway. Oh, it's one that a bit later. Got to do that. As Ellie Head attacks the defense, and a shot. It's a flex off Kilbride. And they're picked up by Brianna Edwards, but yes, keep an eye out. Oh, it's a public holiday weekend, so I reckon maybe Monday, probably Tuesday. The latest NPL Women's New South Wales Team of the Week will be published on our socials at NPL_NSW_official and on Instagram, that handle, and also the NPL New South Wales Facebook page, comprised of 321 votes from the media. And I'm saying that because I've just remembered I've sent 321 votes. So, a lot of hard-working and talented contenders out there for these votes. Always fascinating to see who makes Team of the Week. Good to know, at least I'll have it at least. Actually, no, wait, I've got until, I reckon, at least 7:30, probably 8 o'clock tonight because of the late kickoff at the Crest. But yes. Header from Feeney. In fact, Feeney, well, actually, boy, there's one more update to armband saga. Feeney wearing the armband for the Tigers now, and McMahon snuck down the far side, wants to cut inside, and the second offender is Kilbride, but then ball given to Wilson. Morlock gets the touch away from Kalapides. Looks to bring Krashula. Casey Fleming is very, very sure in her signal that is not a penalty. Score stays at 0. So, yeah, some shouting out streams, by the way, upcoming streams, by the way. That's the League One Women's Match of the Round, scheduled for 5 p.m. this evening from Spartan Park. It's 6th place Spartans versus 3rd place South Coast Flame. These teams jockey for finals positions and promotion contention, etc., etc., etc. Booming clearance from Keach. Too far in front of her teammates for them to make a serious play at the ball. Hand up. Edwards calms things down, takes over possession. Great, another great header from Feeney. And then handball called against Claire Adams. Not just drip feed next weekend's fixtures that you could in women's football that you can watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. As Ellie Head can't get rid of Dachko, puts it centrally, room for Grass, and Grass has she measured the ball. It's nice, but Roberts is in attendance to defend. But yes. Anyway, Saturday 13th of June as Roberts defends, and it could be 50-50 if Roberts clears it towards midfield. As Josie Wilson bombed forward by Keisha Allen. It's left hook for the keeper, and Grove calmly floats one to Izzy Keach. It's header from Dachko. Hamilton. Spreads it wide. Is Mordlock. Mordlock trying to bring in Hamilton. Hamilton. Still Hamilton has fouled Adams. So a different variant of Jets versus Mariners there, and the Jets have won out. Claire Adams sticking to the defensive task there. And I see instructions being given right in front of us. So Laura Mortag and Hannah McNulty getting ready to come on, and I believe Angelina Scamardella as well. And it's times like this, if it is indeed a triple sub, always good to be on the same side of the field as the technical areas. As a notorious substitution butcher, I'm grateful for this position. Blocked by Allen. Next weekend's games. I'll start with the Saturday 13th of June game. It's actually at this particular venue, the Arctic Circle, with 3 p.m. on Saturday the 13th. It is Spirit versus Rangers, called by the ghost of the Arctic Circle, Emily Arnold. It's great to have her as an addition to the commentary team for this year. I'll go through the other games a bit later on. How's this Tigers attack progressing? Good Mortlock. And then Ravens really doing a great job being disciplined in defense, closing off the space. As it goes down the line to McMahon, she resumes a battle with Roberts. To the byline, and that is a corner kick. Anyway, might sneak in a couple of shout-outs for next weekend's game. Sunday, 14th of June, 3 p.m. It's the Old Farm, MacArthur Rams versus Bulls FC Academy from Linwood Stadium. Well, I mean, that's what it's called in dribble. Linwood Park is what most of us would call it. Also 3 p.m. Sunday the 14th, Illawarra Stingers versus Northern Tigers from Lakelands Oval in Dapto. As the corner comes in, it's up, and a flying header from Lena Karmas. Roberts helps it out, might have copped a bit of a late knock. She stays on her feet. Suniga's in the way, and Suniga's just trying to get it away from the Ravens' goal. By the way, Sunday 14th of June, we'll see 3 NPL women's games at 5 p.m. Firstly, at Chroma, the Claudia Chalakian Challenge, Manly United versus Sydney Olympic, called by Will Constantinides. And great to have Will calling an NPL women's game next weekend. From the Sydney Uni Ground, it's Sydney University versus Gladesville Ravens, 5 p.m. on Sunday the 14th, called by Annabelle Banfield. And there's also the Wanderers Academy versus UNSW at 5 p.m. on the 14th. And then Sunday, 14th of June, 5 p.m., the most important game of next weekend. And I say that because it's the game I'm calling at Valentine Sports Park. It's Hills United versus RPL Icon. Now, Karmas and Suniga jogging off the field. Fresh legs for the final 15 minutes or so. Laura Murtagh and Hannah McNulty. Two great players to have coming off the bench. Lots of attacking quality here. Now, that more likely to be McNulty out wide and Laura Murtagh at centre forward for the remainder of this game. And as this game 0-0 between Ravens and Tigers, heading to could be very well be a thrilling conclusion. And it's Eric Subihana here with the commentary from this famous ground in Ryde Council. Feeney wants to go on a bit of a run. Now Feeney again wants to progress the ball, find some width with McMahon. Head to the byline, decent cross and good hands from Brianna Edwards. So I just stayed silent. I'm thinking about my 3-2-1 votes. I would also like to put in a disclaimer. Just because I give someone 3 points doesn't necessarily mean they get a team of the week. Anyway. Roberts advancing down the far side. Cross blocked. And then ball sent over the sideline by McMahon. Is that fog in the distance? Hey, yep. It's... Why would I be surprised? It's this venue. I mean, the only surprise is that the fog isn't already here. As Allen keeps it in, forcing the clearance from Feeney. Head doesn't really clear it. It's McNulty trying to keep it alive. It is sent towards midfield. Tigers have seen enough fog for one season. I think if you saw the end of their game against Bulls FC Academy a couple of weekends ago, yeah, that was basically impossible to call anything action on the far side in the closing stages of the game because you couldn't see it. Now Allen putting Feeney under pressure. Feeney's turn pass too. That's nice work. Near side action. Allen does not let Hamilton get past her. Ravens also win the throw-in. Oh yes. By the way, next weekend's League One Women's Match of the Round, so the feature game from the second tier, Sunday 14th of June, 3-bet. I'll hold that thought, no flags up against McNulty. McNulty offside, but yes. Next weekend's feature game from the second tier, Sunday 14th of June, 3 p.m. Not just a derby, it could be first versus second by the time this game takes place. It's SD Raiders hosting Marconi Stallions at Ernie Smith Reserve, I believe. Well, sometimes... because you choose the matches of the round some way in advance, like a couple of months. Sometimes it falls in your favor, and it has absolutely fallen in our favor with that one. So, by the way, upcoming streams, one more shout out for the greatest competition in the world in the Sapphire Cup. Both semi-finals to be played on Wednesday, 17th of June, 7 p.m. from Valentine Sports Park. Hills United host UNSW. 7:30 p.m. at North Parramatta, Northern Tigers against Manly. The 23 players heading out of the dressing sheds. They'll warm up on field 2 behind us. And yeah, this is a day to take your warm-ups seriously. Because I'm glad this game is going to finish soon. Because well, there's a reason we call this place the Arctic Circle. As Mortlock plays it through to Hamilton. Hamilton taking a 3. It's a tackle from Allen. Ball runs to grass. Mortlock delivers. Gordon past her to Heads. Heads get out wide. What are the options like? Well, to clip it in, and it's And a lot of zip on it. It's just a little bit too high for Hamilton, but a nice idea nonetheless. As Angelina Scamardella is getting ready to come on. For the Ravens. So who's the replacement? It is not Zoe Calabidis, so she's getting some instructions. It looks like it's been Morgan Roberts. Typically productive and energetic shift from Roberts, so a little bit of an early mark. And let's see. Scamardella. So Calabidis has gone over possibly to the right side of the attack, which is where Roberts was operating, and then Scamardella might have gone to left back. Big header from Feeney. Hamilton chases. Overlapping run, but Hamilton has kept it wide and decides to do it herself, but cannot keep the ball in play. As we look ahead for upcoming fixtures, I've already mentioned in 7 days' time, the Ravens are away to Sydney Uni, 5 p.m. kickoff. But yes, to finish the month of June, as that runs out of play, Sunday, 21st of June, 3:10 p.m. kickoff here at the Arctic Circle. The Ravens hosting the Rangers, and then Sunday, 28th of June, 3 p.m. kickoff at Lakelands Oval. Ravens away to the Stingrays. Mortlock is up, head rises. Header, that'll count as a shot on target, but saved comfortably by Edwards. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, what are their upcoming fixtures like? Yep, I mentioned they're away to Stingrays in 7 days' time. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff on the 14th at Lakelands Oval. And, by the way, I've actually looked at the stats. 5th yellow card for Tanae Morris picked up today, so I believe Tanae Morris will miss that trip down to Dapto. Then, of course, I mentioned the aforementioned Sapphire Cup semi-final for the Tigers on the 17th, Wednesday 17th, 7 p.m. home game against Manly. Then Saturday 20th of June, a 6:30 p.m. game at home, also against Manly. So they play Manly twice in the space of 3 days. And then Saturday 27th of June, 3 p.m. here at the Arctic Circle, Tigers away to Spirit FC. Good diagonal ball, and Mortlock kills it. Now, wants to run at Scamardella, the newly introduced player. Can't thread it through because Adams, good discipline, being the second defender. Tigers don't let the Ravens find a way out. Hamilton, that's denied. Good sliding tackle from Allen. And then, well, Coach Killer there caught offside just after a throw-in. Now, Scamardella wins it, near halfway. Progress stopped by Krajula. Every throw in keenly contested. In the period of the game, someone could make themselves a hero. Someone could even get their winning goal clipped up and put on the NPL New South Wales socials, I suppose, should such an event occur. McMahon drifting centrally. Eventually Wilson's the option. And Wilson through to Krajula. Cross taken away, and it's over from head after took a touch which took it away from Hamilton's near post run. Head fires over. So that is not goal number 10 of the league season for Ellie Head. Oh, it's great footwork from Mortlock. Anyways, backwards. Ravens urged to step up by their coaching staff. As battle of the jerseys once more for a little time being. Falmouth has kept it in. Now Gordon's got some room centrally and a couple of options in front of her. Gordon prods it through. Mortlock crossing position and headed away by Allen. Now to Krashula, keeps it low, blocked by Halls. Pressure still on from the Tigers. Gordon making a little bit of it potentially. Long range effort coming in, and it's parried by Edwards, and that's out for a corner. So Saffron Grass with the long range effort. It is an attacking set piece. I always think when I see Saffron Grass play, given what most of the surfaces are like in this league, she should change her name to Saffron Synthetic. And for more jokes like that, except worse, tune in to my future commentary calls, because trust me, the jokes don't get any better. Corner kick time for the Tigers. The variation is the short option. Gordon in with room, and it's parried away. Good save from Edwards. So, Gordon with a smart positioning, had lots of space and time to measure the shot. It's a good save from Brianna Woods. Here's the cross, and it's parried, and the ball was loose, but only for a moment, slammed away by Dachko. And again, Dachko moves it sideways. That's a great first touch from Claire Adams. And there's a little bit of room, but couldn't find her fellow Novocastrian Josie Allen. And now Mortlock. Nice ball, Gordon. Doesn't reach it, head does, but head was offside. Flag is up for the assistant on the near side, Hannah Stone. Chance is over. There's one last plug of the games you can watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel, because we do hope you stick around some of the later evening stuff. So yes, Manly at 5 p.m. Manly versus MacArthur. The Tash Pryor tussle. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. As Wanderers Academy versus Illawarra Stingrays. The Brooklyn Hudson Bowl. Yeah, let's go that. And also at 5 p.m. from the Sydney Uni ground, Sydney Uni versus RPR. I will always call that the Tory Truma Trophy. I know there's other players who played for both, but no, it's the Tory Truma Trophy. And then 5:40 p.m. from the Crest, Sydney Olympic versus Spirit FC. And League One women's action, 5 p.m. Spartans versus Flame. So plenty of women's football action for you on this long weekend. Feeney heads it sideways, prodded away. Dachko has a swing, and then it drops right in front of Grove for the catch. Pitch that is pretty much bathed in floodlight now. The sun has set. There's a chance for somebody to put their name in lights. We don't have much long left, as that's a lovely ball from McNulty to Josie Allen. There's Murtagh free in the middle. Here's Laura Murtagh, and she scored! And the Ravens have finally broken the deadlock. And it's three substitutes who have done the damage. McNulty broke it over down the left side. Josie Allen raced away. The cross was pinpoint, and Laura Murtagh lurking in the middle to tuck it home. It's Ravens 1, Tigers 0. I did say at the start of the second half, it is unlikely that this game will finish goalless, and it has not. And they waited till the 89th minute, but as a good friend of mine says, they don't draw pictures on the score sheet. Early, late, doesn't matter. What matters is that Ravens have scored, and they're leading by a goal to 0. Hamilton. Handball. What's the decision here? There's a whistle. A whistle doesn't normally accompany a corner, so I think the handball's been paid there. And well, Ravens, the job is not over yet. attacking set piece for the Tigers coming up. Boardwalk signals. Up it goes, and it's a defensive header. I'm sure that was over Ravens' head. It is a corner kick. And are we in keeper up for set piece territory? Annie Grove's being signaled up. Oh, is she being signaled up? I'm pretty sure. It's a pretty universal signal for get in the box. Get in. Here we go. So Annie Grove is up. Everyone except the corner taker Mortlock is in the penalty area to our right. Here we go. It's flat. And at the far post, swing from Keach. Gordon looks up, wants to play it back into the middle. Grove still up, an extra centre forward. She's going to challenge for this. Doesn't get to it. Now Skra shoots, and that is not going to bother the Ravens one bit. And it's full on game management mode now for the Ravens. Bree Edwards is not going to rush this goal kick. There we go. Away, special shoot. One last plug on my upcoming commentary. Yes, Sunday 14th of June, 5:30 p.m. I'm at Valentine Sports Park to call Hills versus Apia. Sunday 21st of June, I'm at the Sydney Uni ground to call Sydney Uni versus Sydney Olympic, the Courtney Vine Cup. That's a 5 p.m. kickoff in Camperdown. Sunday 28th of June, I'll be at Cromer to call Manly versus Apia Leichhardt. And can Apia captain Ashley Letter continue her excellent goal-scoring record against the team from the Northern Beaches? We'll find out in 21 days' time. Actually, for what it's worth, Sunday 5th of July, 3 p.m., I'll be at Lakelands Oval to call Illawarra Stingrays versus Sydney University. Now I'll keep going. Sunday 12th of July, I'll be at Cromer Park to call Manly United versus the Ravens. Sunday 19th of July, I'll be at the Crest to call Sydney Olympic versus Apia Leichhardt. And Sunday 26th of July, I'm at Northbridge Oval to call Bulls versus Ravens. There we go. Thanks to Football New South Wales media manager, the Greek god of Football New South Wales, Mark Stavroulakis, for rostering us. Doing a great job, as always, with so many things and giving us plenty of notice. Feeney is being directed into the box, but that doesn't really matter if the ball doesn't get into the box. The Ravens defending in a wide position. Here's Gordon. Who's the break forward? It's prodded forward. Feeney challenges. Keeps it alive, but wide. It's over McMahon's head. That might have just about stayed in. It is played forward. Got about 3 minutes of time added on. Feeney just about gets past Adams. Out wide and pretty much kitchen sink time, you would think. And in it goes towards Hamilton. Gets a little touch at the back post. Edwards is there. Goal kick is the decision. This again, Brown Edwards continuing to move with whatever the opposite of urgency is. In fact, it's up, and I think she's just aimed for her own coach. Lauren Phelps opts against the touch, and there it is. So it's the Ravens back to winning ways. They did it late, but they got the job done, and it's 3 valuable points for Lauren Phelps and the Ravens. A 1-0 win over the Tigers, so a bit of revenge for defeat at North Taramara in round 1. It was 3 Ravens substitutes that did the damage. You have to say a bit of a coaching masterstroke there. Hannah McNulty and Josie Allen combining to set up the winner for Laura Murtagh. That's her second goal of the season, and that is that. So yes, plenty of games coming up. A trio of games at 5 p.m. Four games at 5 p.m. and a game at 5:40 p.m. So plenty of women's football action for you. But it's getting cold, so it's time to sign off. On behalf of Football New South Wales, our broadcast partner Sportscast, and today's camera operator Rule, this is Eric Subihano signing off from the Arctic Circle. We hope you're warmer than we are here. We hope you enjoy the rest of your long weekend, and we hope to have your company soon on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. The final score here is Gladesville Ravens 1, Northern Tigers 0. Good night.
We're getting close towards that end. Yeah, no. I've prepared these kind of stuff,
Doesn't matter if you got 1% left or 9%. As long as you make it to the end.
That's what I matters, yeah.